This video is brought to you by John Robson Guitar Tuition. If you enjoy the content, please consider supporting the channel by enrolling on a course, purchasing some guitar lessons or a t-shirt, or you can join my Patreon. Now, on with the show. Hello chaps, welcome once again to John Robson Guitar Tuition. As always, I do hope you're well. Now, that little kind of classic rock themed track that you heard just then is based on a really widely used chord sequence that we're going to be putting under the microscope today. It's so widely used that Rick Beato did a video on it ages ago, and I think he called that video The 4 Chords That Killed Pop Music, which is a little bit unkind, but I do get where he's coming from because it is, used to the point of being overused. Everyone from Adele to Iron Maiden has made use of this particular little kind of chord sequence. So let's have a look at what's going on with it. Okay, one thing that we do need to nail down before we get into the substance of what we're looking at today is the idea of what a key is. So let's get that kind of squared away before we go any further. Basically, a key is a group of chords based upon a major scale. And what a major scale is, well, it's like this. You can see these little coloured squares here. Each square is one semitone or one fret, and you can see how the coloured ones are spaced out. You start off with a beginning note, a root note, if you like, and I'm going to use the open E string for this. And then you go to the second fret, or you go up 2 frets from that. Then another 2, then 1, then 2, then 2, then 2, then 1. And each one of those notes can be essentially transformed into a chord. And you always get this layout of chords. You always get a major chord, followed by a minor 2 frets above that, another minor 2 frets above that, a major 1 fret above that, another major 2 frets above that, a minor 2 frets above that, and then a minor 7 flat 5, or sometimes called a half diminished chord, 2 frets above that, and then 1 fret above that, or 1 semitone I should say above that, is a major chord, the same major chord that you started on. So if we were to do that starting from an E root, we would have an E major chord, then F sharp minor, then G sharp minor, then A, then B, then C sharp minor, then D sharp minor 7 flat 5, and finally getting back to the E chord again, an octave above where you started. So that is, or those are rather, the chords in the key of E major. E, F sharp minor, G sharp minor, A, B, C sharp minor, D sharp, half diminished, and back to E again. And whatever key you're in, what we do is we number those chords like this using Roman numerals. And you can see the major chords are in capitals, and the minor and the minor 7 flat 5 are in lowercase letters. So you can see the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 and 7 chords there. Those are the degrees that we give to these chords. Okay, so in the key of E, E is the 1 chord, B is the 5 chord, and so on. So what we're going to be doing today is making use of the 6 chord, the 4 chord, the 5 chord and the 1 chord. And so many great tunes are based around that little collection of chords, 6, 4, 1 and 5. And the 3 sort of main variants that you tend to see of this are the 6 chord going to the 4 chord. That's the way that all of these things begin. 6 chord to 4 chord, then 1 chord to 5 chord, so that'll be like that. Very familiar sound. You've heard that on, thousands of songs. Sometimes we skip the 1 chord and just go 6, 4 to 5, like this. And so on. Now, the other variant is where we kind of split the chord sequence, the original one that we look at there, 6, 4, 1, 5. We split it into 2 halves, and we're going to kind of take the second half of it, which is the 1 chord to the 5 chord, and we're going to put that at the beginning, and then follow that with the 6 chord to the 4 chord. So that might go. Again, very familiar sound that I'm sure you're well acquainted with because it's been the backbone of thousands of hit songs, including some of these examples we're going to look at now. Here is, a bona fide rock classic that's one of the first songs I think I ever played with my little school kind of jam band. Goes like this. And that was going from the 6 chord to the 4 to the 1 to the 5, and then it went a slight variation on the back end of it, 6, 4, 1, then 2 and 3. Here's another song which uses a similar kind of thing, again starting on the 6 and then going to the 4. This one just goes from the 6 to the 4 and then straight to the 5. Sounds like this. And another song which goes 6, 4 to 5 in terms of the chords, but sounds nothing like that one we've just heard, would be this one. And here's another one based on the same sort of idea. This goes just from the 6 chord to the 4 chord and kind of alternates between those two. Don't play this one in a guitar shop though, it might have repercussions. And this one is that variation I talked about where you kind of take the 2 halves of the chord sequence and reverse them. So this one's going to go 1 chord to 5 chord, then 6 to 4. And finally, one of my all-time favourite rock instrumental tunes, courtesy of one of my favourite players. This is going from the 6 chord to the 4 chord. All of these, as I say, have that move in them. 6 to 4, then rather than 1 to 5, this one goes 5 to 1. It sounds like this. So there you have it. You know, a lot of songs, and that was just a small, tiny fraction of a handful of the songs that you'll find that use this chord sequence. You know, loads of songs that use it, and you know, to good effect. And who would have known that Dire Straits tune had so much in common with that Judas Priest tune, for example? But they do. Once you start recognising this chord sequence and being able to spot it, it's one of those things that when you kind of get an understanding of it and you can spot it in a song, it makes the song easier to remember, because it's just one of those little building blocks that once you've got that fluency with it, you can just remember it rather than having to remember a bunch of individual chords all kind of chained together. You just think of this little, as I say, this building block, this songwriting unit of currency, if you like. To guide you with that, if you are one of my Patreons, there is a PDF that I'll put up on my Patreon page showing you what chords are in every key, basically, so you can quickly look up what is the 6, the 4, the 1 and the 5 chord in any key that you happen to be writing in, or, you know, learning a song in. Also up on the Patreon page there is a backing track for that piece that you heard at the top of the video, and the actual piece itself, and that little clip that you've just seen there of me explaining the concept that's going on, all up on my Patreon page. As I say, there's the address and the link is in the description. It's only $3 a month and you get all of these extra resources that go along with these YouTube lessons. Thank you so much to everyone who is supporting me on Patreon. Much appreciated. I'm truly grateful. Or any of the other ways that you can help me keep the lights on around here, all the links are downstairs in the description. Thank you so much to each and every one of you, and thank you in advance if you're just thinking about doing it. And that is pretty much all I've got for you today, folks. Hope you found the video useful, informative, and maybe even a little bit inspiring. And if you have, please hit the subscribe button and the notification bell if you haven't already done so, and why not give me a like while you're at it. Don't forget the live stream, 5 PM UK time on Friday, where we just sit and have a beer and talk about music and guitars and whatever else might crop up. It's a great way to kick off the weekend. I would love to see you there if you can make it. But for now, I'll bid you all a good day and say thank you so much for watching. Thank you for your time. Look after yourselves, folks. Stay well, stay safe, and above all, stay sane. Bye for now.